Today I'm going to be talking about something a little controversial. The only hour of the entire trading day you should actually be trading. Hey everyone, be sure, like, subscribe, share, ring that bell. I can't remember where it is. They tell me, but hopefully they'll fix it in post at some point. But ring that bell to be notified as soon as we drop a new video. And as always, if you're really looking to take this stuff to the next level, if you like these videos, I go fast, I jam as much as possible into a short video that you can enjoy while you're waiting or killing some time or doing your research. But if you're really looking to take that next level, check out the StocksToTrade team. I am lead trainer with StocksToTrade, Tim Bohen. I've done almost 3,200 webinars at an average length of 45 minutes in the last 5 years. Never missed a day. You might notice I've got a little bit of a raspy voice. I may cough during this video. I have been sicker than a dog this week. It's Thursday, and I have not missed a single webinar, okay? It's truly my life's passion, teaching this to traders of all, experience levels. Maybe you've been around stocks and you're new to low float stocks, or you're looking to expand your tool set. I truly have a passion for this, and this is why it's never felt like work doing 3,000 webinars in 5 years. Check out the StocksToTrade team. All right. This video is geared towards new traders or, again, people that are new to these wild movers. Okay, listen, LGVN is a stock I'll get to in a second. It's up 200% on the day. Okay, it moves like $2 a share in minutes. I'm going to talk about PPSI first, a stock from a few days ago. But listen, there's a big difference. And I was there. I was there 15 years ago in 2007 when I first started getting into these crazy volatile stocks. I'd traded for, at that point, 2007, I was, 35 years old. I'd been trading probably since I was early 20s, even earlier. I dabbled in college, so I'd traded stocks, but I'd never traded anything like PPSI or again, LGVN. I mean, these things move fast. You have to understand how they move. You have to understand the mechanics. So that being said, let's talk about the 1 hour a day you should actually be trading. Now, doesn't mean you just show up. There's this fallacy online, like you just show up, launch your platform, click 2 buttons, and make $5,000. There'll probably be an ad. Probably when you get done with this YouTube video, there'll be some ad where it does that. I remember the stock trading robot. I don't think the stock trading robot's around anymore. Used to be on XM radio commercials, like 20 years ago. Anyway, like these 2 clicks make $1,000 and walk away. Doesn't exist, okay? You have to put in the time, the effort, the research. So I still want you up early if that works for you, or do the work the night before. I've talked about daily routine a lot. We've got videos I talk about in the StocksToTrade team a lot. I'm going to assume you work a roughly, 9 to 5 day in the Eastern time zone. Adjust your time zone accordingly, okay? I'm actually jealous of people in like West Coast time. I think it'd be awesome for the market to open earlier and close at 1 p.m. or even Hawaii. I mean, I know a lot of traders in Hawaii, and it may sound hard. You're getting up at like 2 a.m., but then you're done for the day at 10 a.m. You can enjoy it, put on your Magnum PI t-shirt, get your old Dusseldorf beer and a cigar and take off in your Ferrari. It'd be the life, baby. That being said, my routine, and I think yours should be something similar. You're getting up 4 or 5 a.m. Why? Up before the enemy, as Jocko Willink says. You're getting prepared for the day. You're seeing what the news is. You're seeing what the big gappers are. So okay, why is LGVN up? Why is PPSI up? Okay, let's go back to PPSI because I want to talk about that most important hour. This was a huge gapper in pre-market. They dropped a press release on a Monday morning. It was an electric vehicle press release. We just had a huge IPO in Rivian. Tesla was going wild. Everyone is talking EVs. So now you're prepared. You know what you got. Okay. And again, we talk about the process in all these videos in the Steady Trade team. But I'm telling you, you got a Monday morning, Money Monday, as we like to say. You got a hot sector press release that they dropped in the morning to bring in all the FOMO bros. You got Tesla going. You got a hot IPO going. If you turned on the TV, if you went on the internet, everyone was talking EVs. So now you're prepared. Doesn't mean you're trading pre-market. Okay, I don't want you doing that. Okay, and one of the biggest reasons is, so many of these stocks yank hard at the open. Hence, we talk about that dip and rip setup a lot. I've got about 50 videos on that. But, a lot of people get lured in pre-market. Stock yanks hard because at the end of the day, the volume is so much lower in pre-market. You get tricked. The spreads are wider. And again, ultimately, depending on what brokerage account you have, you may not even be able to trade in pre-market. But it's just a hassle, too much emotion, lack of liquidity, so many reasons why I think the odds are better in the magic hour. So back to PPSI, you let it chop around, it was a beautiful dip and rip, okay? It went from 650 down to like 550, then reclaimed the high a day and went all the way up to 8, okay? You can see that right here. This gray portion's pre-market. This is the open. You can see that dip, that rip. But the time of day that I want you to focus on, the time of day I actually want you pressing buttons is the 2 p.m. window, which is 1:45-ish to 2:45-ish. And ish, okay? You keep in mind, maybe it's 1:30 to 3, but there's an hour. There's an hour there where a significant majority of these wild movers, these big gainers, spike hard on unusual volume and give you the best risk to reward. Listen, I love dip and rips. The risk to reward, the completion percentage is lower than afternoon breakouts. It is. Now, if you're agile, you're in and out quickly, you take your stops, it's one of my favorite strategies. But especially if you're new, you can botch them easier, okay? Simple fact is, it's easy to get emotionally involved in those morning dip and rips. Everybody's emotionally involved. That's why the stocks move so much. The afternoon confirmation on a heavily shorted hot sector stock like a PPSI, these are your bread and butter. If you're new to these stocks, if you're under the PDT, if you're trying to get over the PDT, if you got a small account, if you're part-time, here's the thing. If you're part-time, which I hope you are, I hope you didn't quit your job and now you're trading low floats day one. It ain't going to end well. Okay. If you're keeping that steady income, you're trading part-time, look at what this thing does when it breaks the high day at 1:30 p.m. Okay. It breaks at 760, goes all the way up to 1250. That is the move you're looking for. Okay. Now listen, they don't all work, but the nice thing about the afternoon breaks is when they do fail, they tend to fail slowly. Almost always. When they fail in the morning, man, they fail hard. They slam hard because you've got so much emotion, so many FOMO traders, and people are just throwing stuff at the wall, market orders. When they drop in the morning, they drop hard and they go through your stop and you lose your discipline and you get emotionally involved and you take that big loss. The nice thing about the afternoon move is when they fail, they tend to spike hard and then they trickle lower into the close. That's the key component. That's why I want you focusing on that 2 p.m. hour, because it gives you, if you don't have the discipline, if you don't have the risk management, it gives you easier, safer exits. Because listen, you're new. That's why you're watching this video. Your discipline probably isn't on point. You probably let stops slip. You probably let your losses get bigger. But what I want you to do is if you're down $200, say that's your stop, and you let your stop slip, I want you to be able to get out at down 210 or 215 or 220 or 225. When you're down 200 in the morning and that thing slams and blows through your stop, all of a sudden you're down 500, you're down 1,000 before you knew it. And now you just had, if your stop, your hard stop, your max loss is $200, you got 5 max losses in one day. That's what morning emotional trading can do to you. Now, again, they can slam in the afternoon. I'm not saying it never happens. It's just less frequent. And it gives you that ability when you break down, when you make those mistakes, to not turn it into an absolute disaster. Okay? As a new trader, your number one goal is not absolute disaster, okay? Unpopular opinion. You're going to lose, you're going to lose, you're going to lose, you're going to lose. Everybody loses. You're going to lose more than other traders because you're new, okay? Losing is part of the game. But the biggest thing you need to do is minimize those losses and not create a disaster. That is the beauty of the 2 p.m. window. So that being said, let's go back over to a real-time example on LGVN. So whoops, and then and let me zoom out here on my chart, sorry. So let's jump over to this 2-day on this thing, and let's talk about what is setting up right now, okay? So you can see on my timestamp, it's 11:49 a.m., so we got 10 minutes to noon. We're an hour and a half, 2 hours-ish from that window that I talked about. Let's see what LGVN does. Currently, I see the high day. I average out to whole dollar, half dollars as 8.50, okay? Let's see. November 18th, 2021, if this can chop, 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 and break 8.50 into that 2 p.m. window, let's see what we got. So, that being said, drop me a comment below. What did LGVN do on 11/18/2021? Did you trade it? Did you see it? Did it fail? Did you minimize your losses by not getting involved early and focusing on the number 1 hour to trade, that 2 p.m. window? I want to know. Drop me a comment. And as always, as I mentioned in the beginning, if you're interested in the Steady Trade team, hit that link below. Would love to see you in a small group.